Hello, Zhang family. I'm here with your son. He's right here. Say hello, Mr. Jonathan.
Uh,
I'm not sure he can hear you. He'll go over this with you as well. Jonathan, one thing we didn't talk about yet, but that I want to talk about is we talked about your application process. Did I tell you about this, the about working on with a professional about that?
yeah,
Okay, have you booked her?
no,
Okay. So I think I mentioned this last time to both of you guys via video. I want to make sure your son's application process is in order. And I'm the college soccer expert, but I've partnered with somebody who's an application expert, making sure your essay's good, making sure, look, even if your son does not play soccer, I want him getting in. And more importantly, if he can get into a school academically or his pre-read looks really good, it can help us get more money and it can also help him get into the school for soccer, or soccer could help him get into the school because his pre-read looks so good. And so this person helps make sure the pre-read looks good, as well as when he applies for his application, that looks good as well. So please book her. It's free. Just please book with her. If you don't book with her, I'm going to keep asking you guys every week to do so because I want to make sure that the academic process goes well. So please book her. Does that make sense, Jonathan?
yeah,
Okay, so that's number one. Now, the reason I want to show this to your mom, your son got a lot of emails and we've responded to them. Some of these schools are schools that I would not want him to go to, and I think you would agree you would not want him to go to. However, there's a couple, Wilkes is one of those, there's a couple others that have literally said, we like your son a lot. We would potentially make an offer if we like him just off of video alone. So no ID camps, nothing else. The majority of those schools are on the East Coast. Now, remember, soccer is a privilege. Your son is starting before he met me, kind of. He was emailing lots of schools, but we weren't really making as much progress as we might have liked. And if we only talk to the West Coast schools, what happens is you email them, they don't respond. You email them again, they don't respond. You end up zero. You end up not having a chance to play college soccer. I want your son to have college soccer options that matches academics. But to get that, we're going to have some schools that are either below his academics or too high. Like Carnegie Mellon, which is great, have said, hey, why don't you come to our camp? I'm telling you now, that's not realistic academically. So even though they like him as a soccer player, they to go to Carnegie Mellon, you have to have the grades and get in. They cannot close the gap that much. So I would advise against going to Carnegie Mellon's camp. We could still go, but I think that's a bad idea. On the other side of it, this school, Wells, is a smaller school. They've basically said, we're like, we're interested in you. Sarah Lawrence want to call him on the phone. That's school in New York. They're really good and fits his academic standards. Wilson is like well below his standards, but we should still schedule a call with them because we get an offer. We can use it in our favor and it costs zero money and we're not going to go to their camp. Wilkes is a school where it would be a good potential one for him. It would be a good potential one for him, and they like him, so they want to see his video. So I wrote here, I'm going to put it here. We need to decide, would we go visit this campus? So this coach basically was like, I like you. I want you to come to one of these three games. If you guys decide, hey, you know what? I like this school, basically we should go. Look, you're going to have to visit the school before you commit anyways. So if you guys say, hey, you know what? The coach likes us, we like them, let's go. Like then you should probably go to the East Coast is in Pennsylvania in a month, or even the other games. But this game's this weekend, so that's not a good one. This one's 23rd, it's pretty soon. So maybe October 10th, we could send another email, ask him to confirm. But he pretty much said, I like you a lot. I'd like to see some more full game video, but I really liked what I saw. Could you please come to one of these games? That's them saying, we want to see you in person. We want to meet you. Assuming we don't hate your video the next time we see it, we maybe want to offer you a spot on the team. So, this is college soccer, realistic, a good school. So I'm asking you guys, please consider going on October 10th. We're going to send them some messages in the meantime as well. That coach specifically asked for a certain video. We're going to make him that certain video, so I'll help with that. Then Whitman, which is a West Coast school, are like, stay in touch. So that means they're really busy during the season, but they're going to have a camp, and we need to probably go to that camp. Millersville is a school that's actually a good soccer team, but we have to decide if we want to go to camp. They're not like over the moon about us, and so we need to research the school. I've taught him how to research schools. He's got to do that. Gannon we need to decide the same thing. Is this a school where we would consider going to their camp? The way we decide is these schools have told us they like us, they want us to come to their school. they like us enough to want to see more of us. Now we need to decide as a family, like, is this even a school that's realistic? And you might say, why did we even reach out to them? A couple of reasons. One, you don't know what you don't like until you look for it. And two, you go, I really like, if you spend so much time researching on which schools you like, which, and if we had all the time in the world, might be the ideal situation, you end up losing opportunities to get recruited. So it's actually better to kind of go, let's get recruited by everybody, and then let's see who likes us and let's see who likes them, so we don't run out of time, because time is of the essence. So we need to research and see if it's even a school. If it's a school you go, well, we're not interested, then what we'll do is we'll send them video, and if they make us an offer, then we can talk to other schools and say, I have 2 college offers. I'm more interested in your school. Coaches feel very comfortable when you have offers. Cedarsville's a really good D2 team, and they have your son's major. They want to know more about him. We're going to find out how much they like us. Then he's going to make sure he goes through some stuff. So here's the big thing. Jonathan, I need you to go through this document just as I did. You can rewatch this video. And there's also more emails that I know that we didn't go over. It's 3:12, so I'm 15 minutes afterwards, which is fine. But my point is, Jonathan, forward me those emails with your proposed draft, copy your mom, do everything we did today. Look up the school, save their Instagram, text them if they left their cell phone number. And then what we need to do in a couple weeks from now, we're going to follow up with the schools we didn't hear from. We're going to send some more video to our ideal schools, because now we have a lot more interest and words gets around, as well as now we can say that we have more interest. And right now, between now, with the schools we're going to be considering, they're going to be recruiting in December. Like, their heavy offers are going to be in December, January, February. That's it. So, but for those times, we need them to know who we are. We need to go to their ID camps and all of those things. That's what we need the most right now. So, in saying that, that is what I need your son to do next, and you guys to do next is refer. Do we consider some of these camps? And we'll find some more camps soon enough. Which leads me to this next thing. Sorry, Jonathan. I can do this with you next time, actually. So I'll write it down because it's a lot. Have the schools announced when their camps are for schools on the West Coast. Because if there's some schools we're focused on, like Whitman, for example, or Whittier, or where we're like, we really like this school academically, athletically, we should just go to their camp whether we get invited or not and go and press them. The issue is not, is your son blah blah blah. The issue right now is not if your son's the level. The issue right now is he going to get seen enough times? And I can tell you now, we have another student, ECNL, good soccer player, 4.0 GPA. He's not going to ECNL events because his team didn't register for them, and he's not going to MLS Next events. He's in a very similar dilemma, even though he's at a higher level. So, different position than your son. But the point is that to get recruited at this stage, they need to see lots of video, and we need to go to their ID camps. And there's a less than 5% chance Jonathan will play college soccer. Those are the odds, just statistically speaking. My job is to give us the best chance to beat those odds. So the fact that we already have this much interest and we haven't even gone to an ID camp just through video is a good start. Okay. Jonathan, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you all very soon. Let me know if you need anything.